It's your lovely goddess GaiYah speaking. What comes to me? A divine union, a divine connection, divine love, divine oneness, you know? So first of all, that divine oneness, that divine love, that divine union, that soulmate that we all seek to find someday. These berries are cute on this tree, so look, it's like perfect. So that divine union that we often seek to connect with in this lifetime and have that experience with physically, many of us won't experience it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because many of us will not do the work to connect with the divineness within us. Many of us will not do the healing that is required for you to be united and connected and in unison with your own divineness. So that is why many of us will just experience basic relationships. To me, a basic relationship is where the ego unite. I got orange on my face. So a basic relationship to me is where the ego unites. You see physical things about this person that you like, these physical traits and qualities in them that you like. So it's your ego that is attracting that other individual, and you only see their ego, But when you go above and beyond that, you and see deeper into the individual, and you are aware of your own frequency. You are aware of your own soul and soul power. You are aware of the divine knowledge and information that you hold within your temple. So when you are aware of these things, you will then want to align yourself with another soul that is also in the same alignment as you. So you're not stepping outside of yourself to be physically involved with someone, and it's just a physical union. You know what I'm saying? So it does not evolve much past the physical parts of life, So if, for instance, me, I know the path that I'm on. Well, not even path. I know the journey that I'm on. My journey is ongoing forever, forever, forever. But you see this little path? So this place is large, right? That's life. The journey is enormous, forever. And then you have these little paths that we can travel through to get to different areas of the park or life. And those little paths is like you strayed off from the main course. You strayed off from the main course. So whatever your focus was, your main focus, like your main course meal, whatever your main focus was, that is your alignment. Only you know that. And I think I want to take my shoes off out here and walk. But only you know your true alignment. So when somebody comes into your life and they're not in alignment with you, and they're traveling a completely different journey, what they will end up doing is putting you on a new path. So you jump on that path, and like I say, It just takes you to another little part. So really you exploring another part of yourself. It's not to say that it's right or it's wrong. So you're not got to walk with no shoes, y'all. Goddess stuff. So it's not to say that it's right or that it's wrong or whatever. It's just going to take you a little longer maybe to get to where you're going on your own journey, because now you're traveling someone else's path, so you're traveling someone else's path, which took you off of your journey, and now you done jump onto their path. So whenever the time is up with you exploring their path, you have to jump back on your journey so that you can get back in alignment. I like how that looks. A little naked, but I like the view. So that you can get back in alignment with your true self. And when I say true self, I'm speaking of the higher self, your higher nature, your higher calling, your soul purpose, mission. Look at the turtle, y'all. So, y'all, this is my view right now. So let's go this way. The turtle say go this way, so we're going this way. Hi, turtle. Hi. Yeah, you don't have to hide from me, baby. Ooh, here's a squirrel. So yeah, like I was saying, it's not to say that it's right or wrong. It just may take you a little longer. But guess what?
Thank you all for watching.
When you jump off of your journey and onto someone else's path, and you maneuver and you travel a different route for a short period of time, God is always there. Your divine self is always there with you. So you still gain wisdom. You gain a new insight. You get to see life from a different view. You may learn new things about yourself. So it's not to look at it like in a bad way, like I'm a failure, or I knew better, I this, I that, and you beat yourself up about it or whatever. That is not to be done. What you do is you go within yourself and you see what it is that you learn from that experience. Because the whole time, life is always teaching you. No matter what it is that you're doing, no matter which way you go, which road you travel, how long it takes you to get there, life is always teaching you. Your higher self is always present, reminding you of who you are. So you're never left alone. You're never neglected. You know what I'm saying? It's just that when you're in alignment, you feel more connected. You're more at peace. You feel like life is magical. That's alignment. Being in alignment. So when I say being in alignment feels like I got fucking magic at my fingertips. You know what I'm saying? Alignment feels like can't nothing fuck with me. It's this feeling of blissfulness, and though the soul is perfect, though the soul is perfection, alignment does not mean that we still won't cross things on our journey that we have to face and deal with, because remember, we are always healing. We're always healing. So don't look at someone else's journey and feel like they are further than you. First of all, you don't compare yourself. You don't compare your journey with no one else's journey. So it doesn't matter what someone make their journey look like. Y'all look at this. So what you don't do is compare your journey, your life, to no one else's. There is no comparison to be done. You respect your God self, respect yourself, and you respect yourself by not being jealous, by not comparing yourself, thinking that someone else's life or mission or whatever is better than yours. At times, you just have not yet done enough work to tap into whatever it is that your purpose is. And at times, your purpose is just really simply living and be open to learning and receiving, giving. That's purposeful enough. So sometimes we get so caught up in digging, and we searching to find when it's in us all along. It's right there with us all along. All we have to do is learn to be present in our life. Be present in our daily living. Be more aware of yourself. Be present with your thoughts. Be present with your surroundings, what's going on around you. Be present in the company of someone who's with you. You be present in their company. So it's not as difficult. The healing part can be challenging. Healing is very challenging. It's more so challenging if you are afraid to let go. If you are afraid to let go and release, like if you're afraid to cry, if you are afraid to be vulnerable, if you are afraid to be spontaneous, if you are afraid to meet new people and to let people into your space, now you don't let everybody in your space because your space is to be sacred and divine. And you do respect your God energy. You respect your God self. So no, you don't let everybody into your space. But how you learn is by being open as well. And how you receive is by being open as well. So you can't be all hidden and blocked off all the time, like you don't want to mingle with people, deal with people, or whatever, and expect yourself to grow, because we actually do grow through interacting with each other. Having relationships and with each other, and everyone does not have to be on your frequency, because you will even learn from those who are not aware of themselves. Everyone is teaching everyone. We're all learning from each other. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of this all. So I'm out here walking on the cold sand. But yeah, so back to the divine union, the divine relationship that I was talking about. That more so comes in life when we've done the work and we've done the healing on ourselves. And if you're doing healing work, because trust me, you get very emotional. You have to, you end up letting people go who may be close to you. You know when to cut people off and stop doing certain things. You give up certain things. So like me, for instance, my give up was food. That was my big give up, like food addiction, basically. So that is how I got to 336 pounds. So once I released that, it's like the energy that was present with me I was feeding. I look at it like feeding, like you're feeding a certain spirit, you feeding a certain energy. So once I became aware of this, I no longer wanted to live in that energy no more. So I'm like, spirit, whatever, gluttony, you have to release yourself. You have to go. This is not your home. You do not have a home here. You cannot be comfortable here. You cannot be present here. That's how I talk to these energies. So when jealousy sneak up on me or rise up in me or whatever the case may be, I speak to it like it's a person who is not welcome and invited into my home. So I hope that makes sense to you all. And what I've learned is that, well, I've been know like, okay, energy never dies. It only transforms. So for instance, it's like me going from the 336 to the 174, 180 or whatever like that. It's like trans form from one energy to another energy, So, but what it is that energy, it does not die. So I can still get caught in life situations to where I can feed that energy, and it's like reawakening the beast within. I can still attract people who had that same thing that I was dealing with and that I was fighting within my own self. That same spirit of gluttony, I can still attract those things. And how you doing? So yeah, I can still attract those things and reawaken that energy within me if I'm not aware of myself, if I allow certain people into my space, into my body, into my mind, you know. So it's like an old memory of you, a blast from the past, and it can pop up, and it feels familiar, and you enjoy the company of it because it's a part of you that you once remember. It's a part of you that you were once attached to. So once you become aware of it and you know that you are no longer there, you know that you no longer want to live in that energy, you know that you no longer want to feed that spirit and have that spirit feast off of you and your energy and drain you, you have to release it. You have to grow above it. You have to go higher within yourself. And when you're going higher within yourself, you don't just like take off. You have to do the work. The healing comes from looking deep within yourself, like, why did I attract that? What was I looking for outside of myself? What was I lacking within myself? Though we're not lacking anything, we can somehow feel that we are. We can get caught up in thinking that we are, So, going within yourself and asking yourself these questions so that you can better have an understanding of why you made the choice that you made in the first place. How did you get caught up in the relationship that you got caught up in the first place? What was it that the relationship taught you? So it's not about bashing the other person, looking at the other person like they bad and they this and they that and they beneath you. And it's not about that. And especially not if you are a divine soul that is here to help in healing and guiding people to their own light and divinity within themselves. We don't bash each other. We don't criticize each other. We don't knock each other, because we know that we are all healing. And some of us is just at a higher level of awareness than others. It's not that we're better than no one. We're just at a different frequency. It's just like if I'm in elementary school and you're in middle school. We're not learning the same things. We're not aware of the same information. We're not doing the same homework. We're not in the same classes. We're not socializing with the same people. See what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Being at a different frequency, it aligns you with different beings that you cross paths with. It sets you up to where you do things that other people may not want to do. But because of your frequency, this is what you are in alignment with. So like I was saying, we don't look down at each other. We don't criticize each other. We don't knock each other. So if you had an experience to where you like, why did I go through this? Why was I in this relationship? Like, I knew better. Because oftentimes if you are aware, you know better. You already know. You know? It's like you already know, but it's something that you can gain from that experience. It's something you can learn about yourself. It's something more that you can learn about life. Something more that you can learn from another frequency. You know, because it's just like if I pass the 5th grade and then I get to 6th grade, I may forget some things. It's real, like I may forget some things, and then you can go back. It's just like going back to read a book that you already read. So if you go back and read a book that you already read, you'll realize you're always learning something new from that same book that you already read before. You pick up on a new word, you pick up on a new quote, you may have a completely different feeling from the 3rd time you read the book than the 1st time you read the book. The 1st time you may not have been as in tune or inclined with the book that you was reading. By the time you read the book for the 5th time, it's like you're on a completely different frequency. So the book impacts you completely different. The information you receive from the book is deeper than what you was aware of the 1st time you read the book. But guess what? It's the same book. It's the same pages. And you've already read the book many times. You know? So that's how life is at times. So, you know, it's nothing bad. You just go through your experience, whatever experience that you're in. Go through your experience. Be connected to your higher self. Communicate with your higher self. Ask for guidance. Meditate on it. Pray about it. Journal. Do lots of journaling, because what journaling does is journaling. Oh my gosh, y'all, this sand feels so amazing. Oh, what journaling does is journaling, it opens you up even more on a deeper level that you are unaware of. And because it helps you to pull out things that you don't even know that's there. So like if you start journaling and you're not even like really thinking about it, you just being pure and honest, because with your journal, you can be open. It's like that best friend that you know ain't gonna say shit. You know what I'm saying? So you can be completely open with your journal, open and honest and pure, and just pour your heart out into your journal. Okay, so I'm not gonna go that way because it's muddy and I don't have my shoes on. So, and pour your all into your journal, and when you do that, you will find out that there's things within you that was so buried, and you did not even know it was there. You was like unaware. So that's the beauty in having a sacred journal. And not only just writing in your journal to manifest and I won't, but use your journal for healing. Use your journal for releasing. You know, use your journal for going deeper within you to unblock blockages and things that are within you. You know, I hear a lot of people talk about journals, and their main focus is manifesting and doing all this stuff. But use your journal for actually healing and awakening that shadow self and facing it. You know, awakening, getting deeper, closer to illuminating your light by pulling up this darkness that is within you that you have been burying for so long, and you just somehow forgot about it, and you put it all the way to the back of your mind, but it's there. It's there. And those little things that we try to put to the back of our mind, that we pretend does not bother us no more, that we pretend that we have moved on from, that we pretend that we are healed from, that we pretend we don't have no feelings about it and all that stuff. And granted, sometimes we don't know that something is hurting us or bothering us until we actually start talking about it, until we go to open up about it. And then the tears start coming and you don't know why. Like, why am I crying? Because, baby, you are now healing a deep part of yourself that you was unaware of that needed healing. You know? So if you're seeking or wanting to connect to your divine soulmate, have your divine union, first of all, it starts within yourself. Know that. First of all, it starts within yourself. Second of all, you have to be in alignment with your higher self. So you have to be living in your truth. You cannot attract your divine soulmate and you live in a lie. So to attract your divine soulmate, you must be living in alignment with your higher self and have also been doing the healing work that is required, you know. So once you have connected with your own true self and you are self-aware and you spent the time alone, you've explored yourself, you discovered yourself, you know the things that you love and like and into, you know your purpose here, what it is that you are to be doing, or whatever, then life, because you don't have to seek, life will bring the two of you together. You know, it will be natural, it will be beautiful, it will be mystical, it will be divine. You know, but life itself will bring you two together. Because why? Because you two were supposed to be together. It's a match made in heaven. So it was already destined and designed to be that way before you decided to even come here in physical form. It's a match made in heaven. And we often say that, and I don't even think we know how deep that even is. Listen, it's a match made in heaven. So, what is that saying? When we think about heaven, we think about the sky up above, and that's the heaven outside of ourselves. But how about the heaven within you? How about you entering your gates of heaven, which will be your divine sacred self? And once you enter heaven within your own self, you can now be aligned with your soulmate, your divine soulmate, who will also be in their heaven. Do that make sense? But it takes place within you first, because most likely the both of you have had similar experiences in life. The both of you have been doing the same healing work, you know. So the more that you all do, and y'all may not know nothing about each other. Like, y'all may know each other, have met each other before, but y'all may not know nothing about each other. But when you two unite, you'll realize, like, y'all a match. It's like flipping over matching cards. You know, it's like flipping over matching cards and seeing that this individual is a identical reflection of you, just maybe in masculine form or feminine form. It just depends, you know? So that's the beauty of doing the self-work, to just be able to connect with your own inner divineness, and also connecting with other divine souls, and to pour into others, and to know that you are being of help to the planet, and know that you are doing what is required for you, for your own saving, to save your own self. Because I hate to be the bearer of bad news, no one or nothing is coming to save us. This is why we come into alignment, so that we can save ourselves. The Christ that is to come to save the world is the light that is within you. But we have been living a life to where we have been dulling our own light for so long, because we have been holding on to so much. We have attached ourselves to this physical realm. You know, some of us is like stuck and caught up on chasing money. Some of us is stuck and caught up on our houses and our cars, even our children. There are so many things. So you think about, as the list goes on, and I began naming all these things that people is so stuck up on, like what they looking like, the clothes they wearing, the brand of the clothes, the brand of the car, got to get the nails done, got to get the wig did. Like, all this stuff is the things that are pulling you further away from your divinity, your divineness. So all this stuff becomes baggage. It becomes heavy. And I'm not saying that we are not supposed to have a nice living. You know, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, you're not to be attached to it. You know, you're not to be bonded like glue, like that Gorilla Snot glue. You're not to be bonded and stuck to these things, because this is not your home. You know, this is not your true home. So we want to do the work of healing. And that takes going back and far and deep within yourself, to your childhood. Some of us have healing to do from previous lifetimes. You know, and that's what I'm aware of. Some of my healing comes from traumas and things that my mother may have experienced, or my grandmother, or previous lifetimes. Because some things I'm like, why am I experiencing this when I never went through this or that or whatever, you know? So this is also why we must protect our energy and protect our minds, and not open ourselves up to any and everything, like watching everything on television, listening to everything on the radio, engaging with certain people, hanging around certain crowds. And especially if you know that you at a divine frequency, you know? So, but you want to be aware of the things that you allow to penetrate your mind. Y'all, no lie, I want to crawl in that hole with that turtle. But because I know it's cool up under the earth, I know it's cool and relaxing, because I love to go to the beach and get buried in the sand. Oh my gosh, it feels so amazing. But anyways, like I was saying, you want to be conscious and aware of what it is that you are allowing to penetrate you. You know, so when we hear the word penetrate, we think about engaging in sexual activity and stuff like that. but you want to think about what is entering your mind. What are you listening to? You know, what are you watching on TV? Because penetration is the things that you're looking at. So this is going into your mind. The things that you're listening to, you know, when you're hearing people talk or whatever, the people you're hanging around, you're around negative frequencies and all kind of stuff like that. All that is penetration. So you want to be self-aware of this stuff. Okay? All right. So what I'm about to do is find my way out of this jungle, because I do not remember coming this way right here, and I do not have my shoes on. So I'm going to go and I'm going to get focused, and maybe this is it. Oh yeah, I did come this way because I remember this, y'all. Ooh, look how pretty the sky is though. Look at the sun. It's beautiful out here. So with me being in nature, this is and away from like traffic and big buildings and a whole lot of houses and people and all that stuff, this is a way for me to be in tune with my divineness. For me to be able to communicate and speak from that divine place within myself. You know, walking on the earth is so electrifying. You know, putting your bare feet on nature is detoxing. So while we think we got to run out and get all these detox drinks and do all this extra stuff for detoxing, really what you need to do every day, well, I don't even want to say what you need to do because every person do as they please, but I would love to invite you to nature. I would love to invite you to get out in nature and put your bare feet on the earth. Put your bare feet in the grass and walk. Walk on the grass. Walk on the bare earth. It's electrifying. The earth is alive. So if you just look, no one even have to tell you this information. If you just pay attention, and this is what awareness is, being observant. If you pay attention and see all this greenery, all this life, so your common sense should tell you and inform you that if nature can sustain all this life, if she can energize all of this stuff, if she can feed all the people that she feed on this earth, if she can manage all the vehicles that is polluting her air, if she can manage and deal with the pollution of the air, I don't care what they say. If she can manage and deal with all of this, can you just imagine the power that is in her? The amount of life and energy that radiate through her. You know, so as you place your feet on the ground, you're not hurting nothing. You give a joy to nature. She's like, thank you, my child, for allowing me to heal you. Thank you, my child, for connecting with me and being one. Thank you, my child, for your attention and awareness. You know? I don't know what kind of berries these are, y'all. So yes, put your feet on nature. Connect to the earth. Treat yourself like you are a plant. Feed yourself water. Feed yourself nourishing foods. Place your feet to the earth. Allow the sun to penetrate through the top of your head. You know? That's treating yourself sacred and divine. You know, reconnecting with yourself. Connecting with nature. is you reconnecting with your own self. Spending time with nature is you spending time with your own self. Talking in nature is you communicating with your own self. And as you come to nature and you communicate, trust me, she does respond. She does reply. The answers do come to you. The things that you ask for, you shall receive. You know? So we've been taught that we have to do this hard, crazy, chaotic way of life and living, when truly we have to be in divine alignments. And when in divine alignments, mama always take care of you, you know. And we got the sun too, so I'm not leaving the sun out, you know. So yeah. Alrighty. So I am thankful that I had this moment to communicate with you all. I'm thankful for all of you who are tuning in and watching the videos. And I ask that you all share anything that resonates with you, anything that you think someone else may need to hear, and it may resonate with something they may be going through in their life or dealing with in their life. Please feel free to share the video, like it, comments. I love, love, love. Oh my gosh, I would love comments. Why? Because I am a communicator. I'm a Taurus by nature. So I love to communicate. Y'all, I'm trying to look at this map to see where I'm at. So I love to communicate. So with you all's questions and things, you all give me something to respond to and reply and everything. So that helps me to keep the channel going and keep it fresh and vibrant. You know, so you all communicate with me and I will communicate back with you all. And once again, just saying, ooh, 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 feels so good on my toes. I love it. I love it. Okay, I'm not going that way because I want to walk on the sand. So, all right.